event. Stackers are paired off on a bracket, and winners will move on to compete again until there's only one stacker left. As usual, points will be awarded to team members based on performance. The farther up the scoreboard they make it, the more points they will earn for their team. Let's get started. Our first stacker up today is Tyler Hollis. He's doing some warm-ups here. He'll be doing his 3-3-3 first, followed by a 3-6-3 and a cycle, and we'll add those times together. Here he goes. A good time for the 3-3-3. 1.667. Has some trouble on the 3-6-3, but he fixes everything correctly. 4.832. He just has the cycle left to do. Go ahead.
That's a pretty bad 3-6-3 for Tyler. His best time in competition is actually 1.87, almost 3 seconds faster.
Bummer for him on the cycle too. He's just having some trouble today getting going. These guys don't normally do different stacks back to back like this, so he swaps out another cup. Since he starts over, we'll go ahead and count it.
Okay, sounds good. So
a 21.960, probably not the best time we're going to see here today. But since he's the first one, that is our leading time so far.
All right, let's get our second competitor up.
This is Carson Brown. 1.960, probably not the best. He's set up for the 3-3-3 here. But since he's the first one, that is our lead. A good clean run. 2.003.
As long as he doesn't scratch these next two, he should be doing better than Tyler.
He should be doing just fine. Although his 3-3-3 wasn't quite as fast as Tyler's. Looks good. 2.489. Does just fine on the full cycle there. 7.036, not as fast as time, but not too bad. Only 0.7 seconds above his personal best, which gives him a total time of 11 seconds as compared to Tyler's 27 seconds. So we'll go ahead and get our third competitor up on screen. This is Seamus Stoker. It's a good time, 1.786. It's right in between Tyler and Carson's time for the 3-3-3. It's a little bit of trouble there. But he fixes it correctly, gets it down okay, 3.786. One more attempt to add to that.
So in order to beat Carson, who's in first place right now, he needs about a 6 flat cycle.
Probably not going to happen considering his personal best is 6.199. It's a quick fix there at least. Oh, but he has trouble on the way down. Did that make it all the way up, G-Way? Is that going to be a clean run if he starts? Yeah, he starts it from scratch, so it won't matter.
And he's keeping bumping, but he's fixing it correctly.
Wow.
That's a
20.899. That puts him in second place, though. He's still ahead of Tyler by about a second
Yeah, I
and a
believe
half
so.
there.
I believe so. Let's look at the scoreboard.
Carson Brown, 11.5 with a healthy lead over Seamus and Tyler, who are both in the 20s. Plenty of room for improvement here for the rest of our competitors. Let's go ahead and get our next guy up here, Michael Vanner. With the lightning bolt shirt. Just give him any edge possible here. He's got personal best in the 5, so he's a little bit faster than the last two guys up here. Still warming up here. I think he's about ready to get his first attempt in. There it is, 1.682. Just a hair slower than Tyler's attempt, which is our best 3.33 so far today.
That's right. Tyler's time is 1.667. Seems like a lot of stackers have trouble in the 363 today.
Is that a 4.358? Yeah, I don't know if we've ever asked them to do 3 different stacks consecutively in a tournament setting before, so it's not simple.
No, not at all.
$7.070. Not too bad overall. Looks like that's going to put him in second place.
Okay, let's look at the scoreboard then.
Yep, Michael's up in second place, only about a second and a half behind Carson there. So it's going to be a tight race for the rest of these guys trying to get into the top 3.
Yeah, look at the score rankings as well. It looks like Blue stretched their lead from 2 to 4 now.
Yeah, they pulled ahead a little bit farther here, but it's every other on teams, so there's definitely a pretty close race still, and this is only our first event.
Right, let's go ahead and go to our 5th competitor, which is Lawrence.
First run, 1.872. Rocking it with some old school pros. A crisp set nonetheless.
Wow, that's a fantastic run.
2.296. Not our fastest one today for the 363, but our second fastest. Pretty close there. He gets another good run in here. He's going to be right up there with Carson.
He needs about 7-second cycle here.
Should be easy for him to get. His personal best is in the 5s.
And just
Unless
as
that
he said
happens. I jinxed him.
Commentator's cursed.
9.923.
9.923. Not quite enough. But he's not doing too bad. I think he's in 3rd place now. It puts him pretty solidly in 3rd. So that's not too bad.
Exactly. So he's just in there between Michael and Seamus.
Yeah, well, very solidly ahead of Seamus, about a second behind Michael.
Okay, let's go ahead and get the key in.
And Blue's still taking the lead. Hopefully Kian here can help Red catch up. Got about 10 points to gain here, but it's not over till the whole scoreboard's filled out.
What? I actually have a 1.7.
1.780.
Alrighty.
Our second best, no, it's our 3rd best time so far.
Yeah, Seamus also had a 178, but the last digit was a 2.
Here we go. Looks like he's got a chance here, 2.350. It's usually the cycle that's going to determine how well he does here. Haven't had too many really solid cycles yet. Nothing in the 6s, actually. It's surprising, most of these guys are on Team USA. Normally you'd expect to see more 6s.
Exactly.
1060. Are you
What was
serious?
that time?
I was doing so well.
10.
1060.
10.603.
Alright.
I actually have no idea where that puts him.
I'll just stop this up with the consequence.
We'll find out. Okay.
Yeah, fourth place, but not by much there. He's only 0.7 seconds behind Lawrence.
But he
And
also
we're
picked-
seeing the blue-red again.
Yeah, he also picked up 5 points for his team.
Yeah. As Seamus and Tyler drop down the ladder there, they're losing points for their team. First place gets 8 points, second place gets 7 points, third place gets 6 points, and so on, all the way down to 8th place getting 1 point. So as Seamus and Tyler drop down, they're earning less points for their team.
All right, let's go ahead and get to Josh.
All right, Josh is up next. Rocking it with some Kims, although it looks like he's got some of the old Williams in there too. William Poly Pros. The old and the new. That's a pretty good first time. 2.035, almost in the ones.
That's actually our slowest time today. Can you believe it? All right, let's go ahead and get into 363 for Josh. .674. He looks like he's calculating his own time as well, with a calculator on the side.
Just to keep track of it. What are the odds we're going to see a 6-second cycle here finally?
I'm not sure. Well, Josh's fastest time in competition is 6.8, which
Hey, he's got it clean so far. It looks like it might be close. 7.528. Not quite. But still our third best cycle today.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's up there as one of the top stackers today after that attempt.
Yeah, that puts him in second place solidly. That's a whole second above third place there. But
Yeah.
a little bit less than a second behind Carson still. Carson holds strong.
Look at that score line. It's between the two teams.
Oh, 1 point away. So this last one's going to make or break here.
And it's the
And he's
first time.
fast.
Yeah, and it's only in time that Red pulls the lead in this competition.
Oh, all right.
Okay, let's go ahead and get to our final competitor.
So this is Peter. Which team's Peter on?
Peter's on blue. So
Oh, yeah.
as long as he doesn't get that last place, that's like last time. His team
Like
should be
last
in the-
time.
His team should be in the lead.
All right. Well, hopefully he doesn't get another toppler. That's a fumble you can't fix because you stop the timer before you can fix it. So as long as he doesn't do that, Blue should win this first event here and hold the lead. They'll make a lot of catching up for Red. There it is, 1.660.
That's a fast one. The fastest one today, actually.
Yeah, that is the fastest. Let's see if he can do it for the 363 as well. It's not looking good for Red Team. .107.
That's also the fastest.
Oh man. But again, that cycle. Every time.
Not a single stacker got a solid cycle today. Okay.
Well, I don't know. That's not necessarily true. We had a couple. They just weren't from our fastest stackers, so we didn't get any sixes today. But a couple of our stackers with personal bests in the higher sixes got some low sevens, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright, let's look at our scoreboard here. So after the
Alright.
final competitor have gone, Peter, he put himself into third place, which means that the scoreline is now 87 to 81.
Even with blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue is just ahead of red every step of the way, and bumps themselves up, 4 whole points here, and take a 4-point lead over the starting score.
That's right.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get a word in from our sponsors before moving on to our next event. All right, let's do a recap of our second event today, the New York Minute. For this one, each stacker is going to have a minute to stack. The timer will be running, and they can stack either the cycle or the 363, and they can do a combination of those within that minute. The cycle gets them 4 points for each one they do correctly, and the 363 gets them 1 point. So they should have an advantage stacking the cycle as many times as they can, but towards the end, when they start getting real close to that minute, they're going to want to start stacking the 363 to get 1 or 2 extra points and get those tiebreakers out of the way. If they stop the timer after a minute, then the whole attempt is scratched, and they only get 1 attempt for each head-to-head here. These guys are going to be matched up in a bracket. We'll go ahead and look at that next. So each time they win, the winners will move on and compete again for their team. You can see we've got, we're going to do reverse order here. So we've got Peter up first, and he's going to be up against, Peter up against Josh. Then we're going to have Kean and Lawrence, Michael and Seamus, Carson and Tyler. And again, the winners will move on in the bracket until just one stacker is standing. So we'll go ahead and get Peter up on screen here next. And Jue is going to help me count these. It's going to be a little bit tricky, so it's most likely they're going to be doing cycles first, and then just a couple 363s right on the end. Go ahead and let Peter know that we're ready to begin. He can get his attempt in.
That's 1 cycle, so that's 4.
A very clean one. It's off to a good start. Usually on this event, you start to see him break down a little bit after 9 or 10 of these.
So this is his 3rd cycle. If he completes that, he gets 12.
Having troubles on his 4th one there, but he fixes it correctly.
That's 16 for Peter.
Halfway down on our time here.
He had a fumble on the 6-6, but he fixed that just about right.
So number 6.
Number 7, 16 points so far.
It's getting close.
Just did a 363.
7 of those. Oh, and he stops it without finishing that last one. Did he do a one of the 363s there, or did he just get the 7 cycles?
He did, so he did 7 cycles and a single 363.
All right, so what do the points come out to for that?
Looks like it's going to be 20.
4 apiece, 29 points for Peter. Not too bad of a lead off. We'll see if Josh can beat that. It's like Josh's stream is having a little bit of trouble buffering. We'll give him a couple seconds here for that to fix itself. All right. We'll give him the go-ahead and see how he does.
This is his first cycle here. That's number 1.
Having much better cycles here than in the first event.
That's 8 points for Josh so far. He's going to need 21 more. Number 3 looks good. A little bit of fumble on number 4.
Fortunately, we can't see where the timer's at. We just kind of have to guess and hope he gets it down in time.
That's number 5. 15 points so far for Josh.
20 points. They're 4 points apiece.
Oh, that's right. He just did a 363. 2 363s actually.
The 58.012 seconds. We'll record the time just in case we need to have a tiebreaker.
Okay. So it looks like in that match, Peter was the winner because he had a total of 29 points to Josh's 22.
We'll go ahead and see that on the leaderboard here next, or the bracket. So Peter will be facing off against Kian or Lawrence, whoever wins this next matchup.
Which means that Kian is our next competitor up.
All right. Getting some warm-ups in there. Kian actually won our last bracketed event at our last match, didn't he?
He did. We did a 9 cycle, and he was champion in that.
That's right. Our better stackers had trouble with that as well, since it was a freestyle stack.
That's 2.
Does fix that toppler at the end correctly, since he didn't have to stop the timer. He was able to fix it.
And the 16 points so far for Kian.
He hasn't had any trouble yet.
Yeah, that's number 5.
Usually this is where they start to break down.
I've done this event myself. It's very, very tiring.
Yeah, it's a bit of an endurance event. It's a lot different than our regular tournaments here, where you just get to do one and then step back from the table. And he gets 1-3-6-3 down successfully
So
at 58.722 seconds.
Those were all clean. All of them.
Looks like he actually
No
tied
scratches.
Peter there with
It's
1
clean.
cycle. I mean,
No
7
scratches,
cycles
none.
and a single
No scratches
263,
at all.
which means
Not
that the point
scratches.
total for him will be
I picked all
29
my fumbles.
points.
As in no scratches. As in, don't tell me I made a football.
Again, Kian will be going against Lawrence. Lawrence is part of Team Blue. So, why don't we get Lawrence on the screen now? Is Lawrence going yet?
No, not yet. I think he's still warming up here.
Okay.
It was a little bit slow to give him the go-ahead. These guys are having a lot of trouble on their cycles in our first event here, so I might as well give them a little bit of extra warm-up.
That's number 1 for Lawrence. 2. 8 points so far.
Just being extra careful on those down stacks for the cycle there, or the 10 stack at the end. That's usually where things get screwed up.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that to fall over.
This is number 4 here.
Okay, that's
Yep.
the 5. A little hang up there, but I don't think he fumbled.
No, I didn't see anything.
That's number 7. Looks like he wants to do number 8.
Is he gonna make it in time?
Aw.
Oh no! You better not forget to stop that timer in time. Well, he gets it at 58.48 seconds. So that means he's going to be just ahead of Kian. Kian only had 7 complete cycles.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's going to be 3 points behind Lawrence here. So Lawrence will be moving on to be matched up against Peter. Go ahead and see that on the board here in a minute.
Yeah, Lawrence did the most cycle of all of our competitors so far today. He did 8, whereas most get 7 or just about below that.
So next up, we're going to see Michael, and Michael will be facing off against Seamus. faster one. Or second attempt there. This third one's going pretty well too. He's not nearly as cautious about down stacking that 10 stack either. Just crushes it. He's catching up. As long as he maintains some consistency here, he may have a shot at doing just as well as Lawrence and Peter. Just gonna get one more down here. I think 8 is the most we've seen so far today.
Yep.
Squeezes in 2 more 3-6-3s for 2 extra points on top of the 8 cycles, 58 seconds.
Which means his total would go to, what is it, 34, I believe?
I think that's just 30 points even. He had 8 full cycles for 28 points, and then 2 3-6-3s on top of that, so 30 points even.
No, 8 cycles is 32, so 2 3
Oh, no, you're right. 34 points. I can math good. This is why I keep G-Way around here. He fixes all this stuff for me.
Alrighty, that's gonna be a tough one for Seamus to beat.
I believe that's the most points we've seen so far.
It is. So it's gonna be very difficult. Alright, let's get Seamus on the screen now.
We'll put Michael on the bracket there after we review the matchup here. Okay. Both teams are approaching 100 points here on the team spread, but blue team still holds the lead. Red can win both of these next matchups here. They may have a shot. Trouble on his first one. He'll have to be pretty fast to catch up from that. He's already stacking at a disadvantage.
It's not looking good for Seamus. Fumble 2 consecutive cycles.
Yeah, I think he's got the jitters.
Well, he do have to beat 34 points, which is a huge result to beat.
Yeah, you just kind of have to go for broke at that point, I think. So that's kind of your only option.
He fumbled on this one, but he doesn't quite fix his fumble correctly in the 6-6, so this one is not going to count.
Yeah, it's always better to try and fix your fumbles there. You can definitely get more points that way. Don't waste as much time. But they're hard to catch when you're trying to do it that fast.
Right, so that's still only his 3rd.
And he fumbles right at the end, so the whole run is actually disqualified. He scratches it.
That's right. So which means that Michael will be moving on onto the semifinals against the next matchup.
Yeah, so Michael will be put in the bracket there, and he'll be facing off against Carson or Tyler, depending on who wins this one. We'll lead off with Carson here on blue team. If Carson takes this one, it's not going to be looking good. Not going to be looking good for red team by the end of this event. We've only got one more match after this one for them to catch up.
Carson's 15 years old. Let's let him know that he's ready to begin.
Found some trouble, creating some opportunity for Tyler, who's going to be up next. Don't want to set the bar too high. He is fixing everything correctly so far.
He's got 2 cycles up. That's number 3 for him. Looks like he's knocked out. That's number 4.
Has to redo that last 10 stack to make sure he does it correctly. smoothest so far. He gets a solid
Oh,
6
wow.
down just in time, I think. Let's check the
Barely.
time. 59 seconds, only 0.2 left to go before a disqualification.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be disqualified here.
Pretty close. Do that last 10 stack to make sure it doesn't
So with a total of 6 cycles done by Carson, that gives him 24 points.
Smoothest so far. It's a solid 6 down.
Meaning that Tyler is going to have to beat that 24.
Tyler's just waiting for the go-ahead. He's excited.
Okay, that's number 1 for Tyler.
He's also being very careful with his last down stack there, making sure he doesn't fumble it.
Normally in competition you see Tyler going much faster.
Does he have the fastest personal best
He does.
in the tournament? A 5.13. That's really fast. That's almost a whole second faster than our slowest stacker here today.
Mm-hmm. So Tyler just did 4 cycles. He's on to his number 5. And if he gets one more, he will tie Carson. Yep, that's number 6 for Tyler. If he just stops in time, he wins.
Looks like he's going to go for some more.
Just
He gets one more 363 in.
Okay,
Stops just in time there with a second to spare.
which means
Tyler
with
will
a
be the one
total-
moving on.
That's right, with a total of 29 points, Tyler will be one of 2 stackers, I believe, from Team Red that will be moving on to the semifinals. Okay, so here's our matchup.
And we see Peter and Lawrence both on Team Blue competing together against each other. Even though they're both on blue team here, they're still earning more points for their team by being in the semifinals. Michael and Tyler also both on the same team, red team here, keeping it pretty evenly matched so far. The blue team's only got a 6-point lead. So depending on how red team does in the finals may determine whether or not they're able to catch up.
Okay, so our first competitor up is Peter Ford.
He's ready to go right off the block there.
Yeah, it looks like we are unable to receive the stream.
Hopefully it smooths out, so we're able to judge it. Not a problem.
Okay, that's number 1 for Peter. That phone was there.
Luckily picked it up pretty quickly. Those could have gone a lot farther. Got the fumbles again on that cycle. Peter's been having trouble with that lately.
His 4th one, so he's got 16 points so far. That's number 6. Seven. That's a 363.
Looks like he'll easily get a full 8 in. Oh, no, he stops short. So 7, and did he do 1 or 2 363s at the end there?
He did 2, which means his total would be 20. 30, I mean.
Yeah, an even 30. That's
So-
a pretty hard one to beat. I think that's our second most points so far.
It's one of the top ones, but his competitor up, Lawrence, he had a 32 against Kian in the round of 8.
That's right. Lawrence is our leader so far in this. If he can pull that off again, he will take the lead here and end up in our final matchup.
not a good start for Lawrence.
Yeah, but if he does the rest of it as fast as he did before, he may still be able to catch up.
Absolutely. So that's 2 done for Lawrence so far. He's on to his 3rd.
Trouble on the 3rd one. Twice.
But 3rd time's the charm. Looks like we're losing Lawrence here. Hopefully we'll pick up exactly where he left off.
Looks like it. Lucky for Lawrence. Otherwise you have to scratch the rest of the run. Man, I hate to see that. We've had that before with one of our competitors. They kept lagging out and we had to scratch some of their runs because we couldn't see the whole thing.
Yeah, so for me, that's 5
I
cycles
know,
for
something.
Lawrence, which means that Peter's 23 is the winning score here. Again, let's take a look at the bracket. So what's at stake here, Libya?
So we got Michael and Tyler here. Again, either way, red team is moving on up against Peter. So we'll see who takes the lead in the matchup here. This is an event that relies on consistency so much that it could definitely be either stacker that makes it. Not always the best, not always the fastest stacker moves on in these.
These two are pretty even matchup.
Not able to count any of those just yet. Can't get a single full run in.
Yep, that's the first one. That's number 2.
Well, how many clean ones did you see there? That was pretty rough.
Yeah, it was. So, from what I see, he did a total of 2 cycles that were complete and a single through 6-3, which means that Tyler's gonna have to beat 9 points.
Well, if his internet connection holds out, we should be all right.
Alright, let's let Tyler know we're ready for him.
I think he's on his way here now. Using some different cups.
That's 1 cycle so far.
Maybe these are his cycle cups.
Maybe.
Seems to be working okay for him. He's already on his 3rd here. Oh, see, as soon as I say something, I think I'm jinxing these guys.
I think that's exactly what you're doing.
Well, he gets a clean 3 in anyway.
Yeah, so at this point, if he stops the timer, he's the winner between this matchup.
So long as he doesn't scratch it right at the end, that has happened. They've got a fumble after they stop the timer and they aren't able to fix it and the whole run goes down.
Well, I'm not sure.
Although, no, that's right. For this event, we do them separate. So, no, he definitely will win so long as he doesn't stop the timer after a minute. That's what would disqualify him for this event.
That's right. So he's got 6 so far from my count. This is number 7.
At this point, it's pretty much free practice for him for his final match up against Peter.
Okay.
Yep, he clears the time, so he'll be good to go moving on.
So looks like Team Blue in the previous matchup cracked the 100-point mark. So now in the final, it's between Peter and Tyler. again, it's the two captains that'll be facing off against each other.
And I don't think red team really has a chance here because the point difference between first and second place on this is only 1 point. So it looks like red team is going to stay behind for this event. But any points they can catch up for next event are probably going to help them. It's not quite over yet.
All right, let's go ahead and get to Peter.
See if Peter's fumbles kick in. He's been pretty inconsistent lately. Though ironically, he's wearing a red shirt. He is stacking for Team Blue.
His headphone, the wire for his headphones blue.
Yeah, all right, that'll count.
That's one cycle for Peter. That was in his down step, so that is going to count.
Means this is his third one. He gets it down, so there's 3 there. Looks like he might be speeding things up a little bit.
We're losing them.
The internet is slowing him back down. It says too fast. Peter, slow down.
I'm not sure if we catch those two. So he's still on his third cycle. That's going to be his number 4. That's his 5th one for me.
Yeah, he stops it at 5. 57 seconds. So not too bad. It looks like we probably only missed one of his runs there. And we couldn't determine whether or not it was a clean run.
Okay, so Tyler's going to have to beat 20 points, which means 5 cycles or 23 6-3s.
Probably not 23 6-3s. Tyler does not appear to be playing it safe. He's still going full bore here.
Again, he changed up his cups. That's his 2nd cycle. Number 3. That's his 4th one. Just one more, he ties Peter. Okay. He's tied with Peter so far. Just need one more point.
He goes for a full cycle.
And he did it. As long as he
Trying
stopped
to
the
get
timer.
Yeah, trying to get as many points as he can here. He's not in it just to win. Wants to see how well he can do.
That's 7. Oh, looks
Whoa! Looks like
What
you
was
may
it,
have almost
Tyler?
stopped it too late.
Just,
Oh, yeah.
just right.
Oh yeah. But that makes him our winner.
Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at our bracket here. Here it is. So, after all of this competition between our competitors, Tyler is the champion in the New York Minute. And he's from New York, which is a sign that he was going to win from the very beginning, I guess.
Yeah, and he gets a few more extra points for red team there, so they're only trailing by 4 points total so far. Still a very close point spread. You get just a few hundredths of a second more on for a couple of those competitors on our next event, and they could definitely take the lead still. So we are going to go ahead and calculate the final scores here, and we'll get a word in from our sponsors while we do that.
Alrighty.
All right, we've got Team Blue in the lead still, or Team Red only 4 points behind. Below, we can see how many points each of the stackers have contributed to their team so far. Peter and Tyler taking up the lead. They are the team captains. Carson not too far behind. You can see a couple of these guys here, especially Lawrence and Josh. This was actually their first event they participated in this season so far, and we'll likely see them again tomorrow in our last event, so they've got a chance to get some more points for their team. But a really close matchup so far. I think we'll end it on that note, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the final event of Season 1.